How's it going, everybody? HoodlaMutt here with some more Steins Gate. Last time, we found out that Suzuha has some kind of an issue with Kiritsu. Kiritsu is now kinda sorta helping us figure out stuff about time machines, even though she doesn't like them and wants nothing to do with them. And we gave her address and the information about the IBM 5100 to Shining Finger, which I thought was a terrible idea, but we did it anyway. So I guess we'll see how that pans out. Anyway, without further ado. It's past midnight. At 8 o'clock, the two of us silently ate cup noodles and warm bananas. Daru said he didn't want any. And ever since then, we've been examining the phone wave name subject to change. I've mainly focused on the terminal mode settings through the X68000. Ooh, wizard, hello. The programs Daru wrote are all wizard class though, so I can't understand most of them. Wizard class? Wait, so he's a Chinibyo, is he all... Is he also like a D&D player? It's like, his wizard skills. I don't know. Kiritsu's been examining the AC adapter and the lab's electrical switchboard for a while. Though we stopped her when she tried to disassemble them. Why would she do that? It's early morning, and she still shows no sign of leaving. Where is she staying anyway? She's been in Japan for 1 or 2 months, and she did say she was going back to America this month. The trains aren't running this late, so I guess she might not be able to leave even if she wants to. What if when she goes... Okay, because we know that someone wanted to give us the IBM 5100, and that's why they dropped it off at the Yanabayashi Shrine, right? So, what if Kiritsu has something to do with that? Like, what if she met... what the heck is that guy's name? John Titter. What if she met him over in America, and something happens with that? Because she's wanting to go back to America. I have a feeling there's something with that. I don't know. We'll find out. But in that case, why didn't she leave before the train stopped? Don't tell me she plans to stay. No girls have ever stayed over at the lab. Mayuri has a curfew, so she always goes back home to Ikebukuro. Daru and I frequently stay here, though. It's not an exaggeration to say we live here half the time. Yeah, where do you actually live, though? And how do you get money? I'm still trying to figure that out. Maybe it's normal for American girls to stay overnight in labs. Christina, is it okay to stay here this late? Perhaps you should contact your family. No need. What? Do your parents let you do whatever you want? Kiritsu turns to me and sighs. I haven't seen my father in 7 years. My mother is in America. I'm living in a hotel right now. Understand? What? Oh, okay. Living in a hotel? Well, true, renting an apartment for just a month is absurd, but... You dang celebrity! If you're American, then you should at least use a motel instead of a hotel, right? What? Is that a stereotype? Do we use motels and not hotels? Is that a thing? What? Is that a joke I don't get? I'm not American, and there aren't any motels in the heart of Tokyo. What sort of hotel? What do you mean? It's a normal hotel in Ochanomizu. Ochanomizu? Then you can walk there from here, can't you? Sure. I see. That's why she's so flexible with her schedule. I finally understand. So, tell me about your father. Oh. Sorry? You said you haven't seen him in 7 years? Why do you care about my father? You're the one who mentioned him. Isn't that basically a hidden message saying, please give me some advice about my father, please? Yeah, that's what that means. You're crazy. You are my assistant, and I can't let my assistant have any worries. So tell me everything that's on your mind. Kiritsu pouts and says no more. Instead, she glares at the circuit box on the wall. What's wrong? I have nothing to say to you. Oh, I know. Your father was a hero, but then he fell to evil, and now he wears a black mask and cape and goes, hee cool, right? And in the future, you two are destined to fight and... I think I heard Kiritsu's teeth grind. You're really mad at me, aren't you? Don't make fun. Kiritsu doesn't look me in the eye, but her low voice tells me how mad she is. Of people's family issues like that. You're trampling on my heart. Oh, goodness gracious. I think you kind of screwed up here, Okabe. Now go ahead and apologize. Could her father's situation be a landmine? Maybe I should apologize. I try to think of the words, but before I can say anything... Heck yeah! Daru's war cry echoes through the lab. Did you get it? Mission complete. Daru shows his white teeth in a wide grin as he gives a thumbs up. I got the server admin's ID and password. Now we can peep as much as we want. Hi-yahoo! And the IBM 5100 database? That's separate, duh. The server admin's unrelated. I mean, it's a database with normally unreadable code, so there's a limit on who can access it. Doesn't look like even the lab director can access it. There are positions higher than that? There's something called the CERN Executive Council. Oh, geez, we're getting high up there now. So they call it a council, huh? He's gonna be like, that's so cool, watch him. Wait for it. What about it? It's a fitting name for our enemy. Oh, no, okay, that's at least a little bit more normal. Kind of. Kiritsu looks at me coldly. Whatever. Let's leave the IBM 5100 database for another day. Run a search for data on time travel research. Okie dokie. That Z program we saw last time was suspicious, wasn't it? That and the Jellyman's report. We couldn't get concrete information on either before. Kiritsu stares holes into the monitor. Her anger expression has disappeared. Look carefully, and burn it into your eyes. The proof of CERN's actions, its deceit upon the world. Oh yeah, baby. Found the LHC project supervisor. Supervisor. That's a pretty important post. Right now, we're peeking inside his computer. C program. Z obviously stands for Jelly, Zeri. Jelly starts with J. Jelly. Careless mistake. So uncool. What I meant to say is that there's no way it would have such a simple name. The name's hiding something important. There has to be a double meaning. Daru, who's been searching through the log, suddenly stops. Got it. He displays a graphic on the monitor. It looks like a scan of a very old paper document. The letterhead reads, Z Program, Top Secret. Program began in 1973. When was CERN formed? 1954. I asked Daru, but Kiritsu answers instead, her tone flat. I thought that maybe CERN was formed with the Z program in mind, but 54 means my guess was off. When was the IBM 5100 put on market? 1975. So maybe that's why the IBM 5100 was central to CERN's operations. The years match, after all. No, that's wrong. It can't be something as stupidly simple as that. There has to be a worldwide conspiracy involved. Maybe IBM hid their proprietary programming language in the IBM 5100 for the sole purpose of its use in CERN's Z program. IBM and CERN are co-conspirators, and both of them are being manipulated from the shadows by an even larger organization. Yeah, that's way more interesting. Regardless if it's true or not, it just sounds cooler, so, we'll say that that's what reality really is. Ugh, a JPEG? Come on, I can't copy-paste this. Daru mutters some complaint. The text isn't in French. What's on screen right now looks like English. Actually, there's French, Dutch, and German versions too. The content looks the same though. CERN's purpose heading into the 21st century shall be to establish control over space and time, thereby to enable the destruction of extant history and the creation of an everlasting utopia, ruled by the committee that encompasses the entirety of past and future events. Kiritsu suddenly starts speaking at a stilted clip. Oh, right! Makaseshi can do English. Way to go, assistant. Your study abroad in America was all for the sake of today, wasn't it? Of course not. Stop assigning people roles in your fantasy world. Daru relinquishes his chair, allowing Kiritsu to sit in front of the computer. In order to maintain this project's secrecy and to allow its name to remain relevant in changing circumstances, we designated the Z program. Z like the Greek Omega or the Cyrillic Ya. It is forbidden to assign any meaning to this name or to seek in it significance beyond the project itself. Negative returns are predicted should this edict be violated. The Z program is a top-secret project spanning international borders. Like electromagnetic wave research, it has been approved for top-priority funding by the Committee of 300. The Committee of 300, what the heck? Henceforth, all other research performed by CERN shall function to keep the Z program's existence secret. I guess Kiritsu's reading the preface to the document, to a document. It's getting rather dull. Is there anything specific about what exactly the Z program is? Daru types on the keyboard from the side, bringing up another window. Ah, here. This can't be... Kiritsu bends forward and stares wide-eyed at the words on the screen. What is it? The purpose of the Z program is to perform time-space displacement experiments by means of high-energy proton-proton collisions. Time-space displacement experiments. In other words, time travel! I have to struggle to keep from shouting. I quickly run over to the window and close it. It might make it hotter inside, but it would be worse if people outside overheard us. No way. It was true? You're telling me that they've been deceiving the world for nearly 40 years? Just as I suspected. A great shadow lurks behind CERN. Most likely the organization, or one of its puppets. What organization, you Chinibio nutjob? At least try to be serious some of the time. Don't be ridiculous. My words are always grounded in truth. Anyway, shouldn't it be the committee instead of the organization? That's what it says here. No, we can't change it now. Come on. It's been the organization all this time, baby. I almost said the organization. The Committee of 300. I don't think they mean CERN's Executive Council. What are they talking about? The world is full of lies. It's not as beautiful as you think. Listen, Okarin. I am listening. The Committee of 300 is the dark power that controls every secret society, every government, every multinational corporation. You're making things up again. It's the truth. Google it if you don't believe me. Until now, the human race, for all its accomplishments, has never been able to overcome the barrier called time. The technology of time travel, which can break through that barrier, will change the course of human history. Literally. As it was when we split the atom, this forbidden fruit has the potential to grant us godlike power. Not a man exists who can resist its temptation. And naturally, all those with power will use any means at their disposal to obtain it. Human morality is naught but a joke to those who would stand with the gods. Understand, Christina? Wow, that was quite a speech. Since you seem to know so much about it, does that mean you're aiming for godhood too? What Haowen Kiyoma desires is the destruction of all who would call themselves gods, the collapse of their hateful system, and a glorious new age of chaos. Oh, I love him. I'm not asking Haowen. I'm asking Okabe. I am Haowen. In other words, you don't have your own reason. Darn you, assistant! How dare you attack my very identity! Forget about him, Makaseshi. Please keep reading. Daru! What do you mean, forget about me? I'm tired of listening to conspiracy theories. I'm more interested in the Z program than in your delusions. I told you, they're not delusions, and they're not theories. But Daru does have a point. Our top priority now is to expose the dark side of the international research organization known as CERN. Continue, Assistant. At least show respect when you're asking for a favor. Oops! Completely missed that one. Though huffing out complaints, Kiritsu obediently goes back to translating. Stage 1. Construction and implementation of the Large Hadron Collider. Okay. Over the past half-century, beginning with the proton synchrotron completed in 1959, particle accelerator technology has reached the point where standardized results may be obtained. Stage 2. Implementation and testing of lifter technology. The formation of more than 2 artificial localized singularities, as well as the formation of Kerr black holes, will become possible when this stage is complete. In order to hide the program's true goal, it is necessary to intentionally leak misinformation regarding the formation of black holes. Whoa. Dude, this is getting a little real. Stage 3. Animal experimentation. Stage 4. Kiritsu stops talking. She takes a deep breath, then finally mutters angrily. Human experimentation. For real? A chill runs up my spine. I admit it. Some part of me still saw this as a game. I was elated to discover that an institution as respected as CERN was actually doing time travel research. After all, we ourselves had succeeded, whether by chance or design, in producing our own time travel phenomenon. I thought that maybe we could beat CERN to the first functional time machine design. And wouldn't that be something? But now, just like I said to Kiritsu, the world is full of lies. Morals are meaningless. Was it really okay for us to get involved in this? Hey, Okarin. Remember when we hacked in before? I'm pretty sure that email we read said this. Result, error. Human is dead. Mismatch. For details, see the Jellyman's report. Someone died? Oh crap. Could that have something to do with human experimentation? My throat goes dry. Cold sweat seeps through my brow. And it's not because of the heat. Kiritsu and Daru are waiting for me to speak. Are they entrusting the decision to me? I ask myself, is this really okay? Are you sure? There's no turning back. True, but can I live with myself if I ignore this conspiracy? Daru, look up the Jellyman's report. Really? Really. But first, Christina. Huh? You should leave. Why are you suddenly... The Jellyman's report. It just gives me a bad feeling. Once we see it, we can no longer return to our normal lives. You're a genius. You're already published, for crying out loud. There's no need to throw away your promising future. Are you worried about me? Of course I am. You are my assistant after all. Aw. I keep telling you I'm not your assistant. Thanks for your concern, but I'm not leaving. We need to expose this truth to the world. No! It's too dangerous! You chickening out? We're powerless against this conspiracy. One wrong move, and they'll have us erased. But still... This isn't a game! I'm not joking here! Fine. I won't tell anyone. Though her expression shows she still doesn't agree, she finally submits. But I'm not leaving. It'll keep me awake at night. You won't regret this? I won't, she declares firmly. I don't know if it's her competitive spirit or if it's her bravery, or if she's just ignorant to the ways of the world. But it doesn't look like I can persuade her to back down. What about you, Daru? Prepared? Well, I am a super hacker. He's comfortable, even in this situation. And with my skills, they'll never know we were there. That settles it. It's good that Mayuri's not here. I can't get her involved. I looked Daru and Kiritsu in the eye. Alright, let's begin. Kiritsu gives the seat to Daru. Henceforth, this shall be known as Operation Lygjarn's Chest. I don't know if that's how you say it, but that's how I'm going to say it. Why Norse mythology? Is that Norse mythology? Because it's cool, I guess. Anyway, what is it with men in military terms? Daru, begin the operation. He soon finds the Jellyman's report. It required a second password authentication, which Daru broke through easily. Ready? I'm opening it. Daru looks at me and Kiritsu. I wet my parched lips and nod. This is getting real. Wow. Okay. The air in the lab suddenly seems thicker. Unable to escape through the closed window, it surrounds us with an oppressive heat. Daru wipes the sweat off of his forehead with a handkerchief, then timidly presses the enter key. The file opens. At first glance, it looks like a resume. There's a photograph on the top right. Was it going to be John Titter? No, it can't be. Maybe? I don't know. The top left has name, age, height, weight, and other information. In the center is a long string of English text. Underneath that, there's something attached, like a scan of a newspaper clipping with a black and white photo. And then I know. I know exactly what the Jellyman in Jellyman's report means. Jellyman's Report 10. Subject, James McCarthy. Age, 31. American. Oh my gosh, what is that? A man in wall appears in New York. Oh, crap. Oh my gosh. I don't know why, but that just gave me chills is not the right word. It, like, made my stomach drop really bad. They time traveled him into a wall. Oh my gosh. Dude, it's like, not to make like light of it or anything, but it's like when you use the teleporter in Splunky and like you if you hit it but you go into a wall, it just instantly kills you. Like, that's what it made me think of. Oh my gosh. Okay. Z program stage 4. Date of experiment 2005 January 28th. T1305. Kiritsu bends over Daru's shoulder, reading the contents out loud. Results: error. Human is dead. Mismatch. That again. It is believed that due to infinite compression by supergravity, the subject could not endure passage through the singularity inside the Kerr black hole. April 3rd, 1921, New York City. An unidentified man was discovered dead in an alley off Union Square. The right half of his body was embedded in a nearby wall. That is terrifying. That is legitimately terrifying. I don't know why. That's really scary to me, though. It sounds like Kiritsu is reading the newspaper article at the end. The man's body was completely jellified. Oh crap. Oh crap. So we discovered the more primitive experiment that they did here. So they've probably already perfected it by now. And we're just figuring out, we're going through the same steps that it took them. We just did it with a banana instead. Oh crap. That is really scary. Whoa. Oh. Oh my gosh. That was a strange place to, well, I don't know if it's a strange place. It just, I don't know. That was a weird place to say like chapter 3, but I gotta take a sec. Hold on. Oh. Okay. Okay. Let's keep going. The ticking of the clock is like a hammer inside my head. It's past 2 a.m. The window is closed, and the lab is silent but for the humming of the computer. We stare at the gruesome image displayed on the monitor, speechless. I was right. We're in too deep. I half expect guys in black suits and sunglasses to kick down the door and drag us off to a secret military prison. See, like, okay, if that made the paper back in 1921, how did they explain it away? If it got into the paper, it's not like Men in Black came and just like covered it up, right? Like, it made it into the paper. How did they explain that away? That a man was half inside of a wall and jellified? Would they blame it on like well, they couldn't have blamed it on nuclear warfare. Not in 21. They couldn't have. So I don't. How did they get away with that? Is what I want to know. Better make sure the door's locked. What's going on here? Daru breaks the silence with a disbelieving whisper. They jellified someone? Upon hearing the familiar word jellified, I reflexively look at the bunch of bananas placed next to the computer. There's only one banana left. We didn't have a single successful experiment today, so none of them were jellified. But I don't think this is a mere coincidence. The jellified bananas produced by the phone wave named subject to change, and the jellified corpses produced by CERN's experiments. They seem identical in nature. They're experimenting on people. Kiritsu speaks calmly despite her grim expression. She doesn't even avert her eyes from the gruesome image. And this means they've created a time machine, doesn't it? Even if it's not perfect. Well, they probably perfected it by now, right? Or, well, no, wait, maybe... No, so maybe, okay, maybe they were doing it right now, so maybe it isn't perfect. And they sent that guy back to 1921, and they just now have a paper that came into existence. I don't know. Huh? I'm still in shock, so I don't quite grasp the meaning of Kiritsu's words. This New York Times article is from 1921. 90 years ago. Look. Kiritsu points to the part of the black and white photograph, her fingers shaking slightly. Oh, I don't like that. Oh, boy. The jellified corpse of a man. She's pointing to his shoulder, which has writing on it. Oh, you're right. Oh, it does. Oh, it says CERN. Perhaps it was printed on his clothes. It's fused onto the jellified body, but you can somehow manage to read it. I don't like that. Oh, I don't like that. Can we look that up? CERN. So, CERN used the LHC to send someone back to 1921? What would they have tried to have done back then? What's back then? That would have been Great Depression? I feel like that's a little before the Great Depression. Looks like they failed to keep him alive, though. Is this the only report? No. There's more. Looks like 14 people in total. More Jellyman? More Jellymen. Oh, I didn't even pick up on that. That's why it's called Jellymen. Oh. I didn't pick up on that. That means more jellified people. More victims of human experimentation. I swallow hard. I'm awfully thirsty. I take a cold Dr. Pee out of the fridge and wet my throat. Show me the others. Daru pulls up another report. Without being told to, Kiritsu begins translating out loud. Oh boy. Jellyman's report 9. Subject Dan Straitsky, age 26, Canadian. Z Program 4, date of experiment 2004. What is that? September 6th. T1410. Wait a minute. So they were experimenting all the way back then. Okay. I'm trying to anyway, doesn't matter. Results, error, human is dead, mismatch. The newspaper clipping. I think it's in French. I can't read it. You can read the date though. January 31st, 2001. The location is Pau, France, I guess. 2001. That's fairly recent. A pretty big difference from James McCarthy, who jumped nearly 90 years back to 1921. Wait a minute, okay. If I'm thinking properly, if that was maybe Great Depression time, 2001 was 9/11. Oh! Well, no, that's when they did the experiment. January 31st, so I was thinking maybe they went back to try and stop the Twin Towers thing. Okay, sorry, my brain is going crazy right now. Daru calls up a machine translation, giving us the following. January 31st, 2001. Collapsed male corpse discovered in forest outside Pau, France. Its left foot was fused to a tree trunk, and the body has jellified. Dude, that's scary. I don't know why. That's so scary to me, though. Oh, I think it's because it's like the fact that it like feels so real. Like it feels like this is possible. That it's scary. I don't know, man. Daru goes to the next report. Jellyman's report 8. Subject Linda Hill, age 25, British. They're taking him from like all different like cultures too, like so or like you know, like they got British, they got Canadian, they've done an American. I wonder if they'll just keep rotating, or I don't know. Z program for date of experiment 2004 February 15th, time 13:45. I'm not reading in voice, sorry, my bad. I'm so into this. Results error, human is dead, mismatch. October 2nd, 1972, the jellified body of a woman was discovered on the streets of I don't know how to pronounce that properly. I'm just gonna say Harmapuri in Tamil Nadu, India. There were signs that the body had been run over by a car. Daru goes to the next page. Why would they send him to these random places? See, I don't get the India one. That one doesn't make sense. Okay, this one looks like, is this Chinese? Or is this Japanese? No, this looks Japanese. Jellyman's Report 7. Subject Michael Lang, age 33, German. Yeah, see, they keep rotating. I wonder if that's important. Z Program 4, date of experiment 2002, October 8th, time 13:28. Results error, human is dead, mismatch. The article clipping is written in Japanese. Looks like a pre-war newspaper. Yeah, wow. Oh, 36, okay. May 24th, 1936. The corpse of what is believed to be a jellified human was discovered at the base of Mount Hiei in Kyoto. It was in a damaged state, possibly from having slid down the slope. Oh, how would people not have like picked up on this? When people have been like, why are these people getting jellified? How did they cover this up? That's what I want to know. It even happened in Japan. I've never heard this story before. Yeah, they probably covered it up for sure. It was pre-war though, so I guess someone born in the 90s like me would have no way of knowing about it. Next page. Oh, okay. The picture shows a beach, beautiful, but for the jellyfish-like body lying on the sand, it must have washed ashore. Jellyman's Report 6. Subject, Mark Hughes, age 30, American. Nope, they went back to American, so that throws that out of the water, I guess. Z Program 4, date of experiment 2002, August 23rd, time 12:52. Result error, human is dead, mismatch. We're going back, so it's all going to be mismatch, right? Like, they're not going to do one properly, like, the further back we go. On July 1st, 1985, a strange body washed ashore on the coast of Straymoy, Faro Islands. I don't know if that's how you pronounce that or not. It appeared to be the body of an adult male, but its flesh was soft like that of a jellyfish. Some of the island's inhabitants believed that it was the body of a merman. How are they getting these newspapers, though? How are they collecting them? And they can't stop them, right? Because, like, they weren't alive back in, like, 21, for instance. So, how did this not get out and get further? This is so interesting. Okay. The inscription CERN was found on the body's shoulder, but CERN denies any involvement. Wow. How are they covering this up? Keep looking? I've seen enough. There are 14 of these people? Why would you want to stop? I mean, I feel like you'd want to see, like, where they went with it, like, because we're trying to figure this out, right? I mean, we're already in it. You might as well just finish. But, okay. The sites are spread throughout the world. What can we deduce from this? Nothing. I can't think of a darn thing. I was trying to. They must have sent them to those places. I don't think so. It's too random. So maybe they tried to send them somewhere else, but it sent them somewhere else completely random in the world and in time. What's fascinating to me, though, is they were able to keep them on Earth. Because if Earth is constantly moving, how did they not end up just floating in space? Because does it take them to the same place or just that time? Oh, man. Okay. There was something about Kerr black holes and gravity, right? Isn't that the cause? It is believed that due to infinite compression by supergravity, the subject could not endure passage through the Kerr black hole's singularity. That's what it said. What's a Kerr black hole? Is it different from a regular black hole? It's a theoretical black hole that, with a rotating singularity. Their existence hasn't been proven yet. Not that there's any way to prove one exists. Kerr black hole. Where have I heard that term before? She talked about it, didn't she? Isn't that where we heard it? Oh no, it was from John Titor, you're right. That's right! John Titor! Titor said his time machine used Kerr black holes. That's right, I forgot about that, yeah. According to Titor, CERN finished their time machine in 2034, and then Titor himself came from 2036. It makes sense for Titor and CERN to be using the same time travel technology. Kiritsu closes her eyes in deep thought. Creating Kerr black holes? That's insane! If you screw up, it could swallow the Earth. And besides, Kerr black holes are just a theoretical construct. If Titor's predictions are a reality, then that means the LHC worst-case scenario video on YouTube was right. YouTube. Needed that little bit of a laugh. Oh boy. I don't know about Titor's predictions, but I've seen the problem video before. It was on the news 2 or 3 years ago. Gravitational forces inside a black hole are unbelievably powerful. It's certainly possible that passing through one could allow time displacement, but there's no way a human could do that and come out alive, which is probably why they got jellified. That must be how these people got jellified, exactly. That's, yeah. It wouldn't just jellify you. It would tear you apart particle from particle. That's what a black hole does. So then why is it jellifying then? Before we discuss this, shouldn't we look through the rest of their time machine research? Also, like, what if, like, nothing she says is actually true? Or, like, everything she says is untrue, I guess is what I'm trying to say. Because, like, they said that they were giving misinformation about black holes. So they're probably giving misinformation about time travel and all that crap, right? So, like, anything she says could easily be false. Because she learned from, like, professionals or whatever, right? Oh, boy. Okay. Daru already starts pulling up new documents. I'm suddenly afraid. Is it okay to keep hacking CERN like this? Should I stop him? I'm the one who asked him to do it. But things have gotten serious now. But at the same time, irresistible curiosity wells up inside me. Time travel is becoming a reality. I want to know that it's true. I can't stop now. Here we go. There's a file in the Z program that explains time travel theory. That was pretty easy to find. CERN should have better security. Their security's fine. I'm just too good. Daru is my favorite right arm. I thought he was your super hacker. Hacker! So what does it say, Christina? This is in English too, so I have no choice but to rely on my assistant. Can you give me some time to read it? Kiritsu's eyes dart left and right across the screen, or across the lines. Her earlier reluctance has vanished. It looks like she's as curious as I am. No way. But this is... Is Titter really... What are you muttering about? Tell me what it says. Oh, right. You know, this feels like one big joke. What do you mean? It's almost the same. The same as Titter's theory. Basically, the LHC smashes protons together at 99.9999991% the speed of light. By doing so, they compress a mass of 10 to the negative 24th kilogram into an extremely tiny space of 10 to the negative 19 meter? I don't know. I'm probably saying those wrong. In Japanese, please. 3 lines max. A small mass thrust into a narrow space with great force. That explanation's too vague. Oh, come on. God. I wasn't even thinking that. I was too into it, dude. Why? Daru... Oh, why? That explanation's too erotic. Huh? What part of it is erotic? Hashida, you pervert! Sounds like you have a pretty good imagination yourself. I'm not like you. Her blushing cheeks make her denial less than effective. Don't listen to this fool, Christina. Continue. Yeah, like, for real, please. Like, we were serious and... Ugh. What were we talking about? Oh. I don't know if I'm grateful for laughing or upset that he made me laugh at that. Thrusting with great force. Proton compression. Right. Successful compression generates a microsingularity, which... A microsingularity? Not a mini black hole? Same thing, essentially. A singularity is the core of a black hole. This process generates a black hole with 2 microsingularities. A black hole with 2 cores? Like a cowlick with 2 hairs? No, I don't think that's it. Explain with cute girls. Fine. Say there are two cute girls. Mick-chan and Kro-chan. Sisters are moe. By feeding Michan and Crochan electrons, you can make them do whatever you want. Dude! Electric shock torture? This some sort of eroge? So you force them to rotate at an extremely high velocity. Are you freaking... Stop. Please. We were serious. We watched people get jellified. There was death we just witnessed. There could be Men in Black coming for us. Freaking... Shining Finger could be coming for us. Why are we talking like this right now? You're... Anyway. And then theoretically, Michan and Crochan transform into magical girl Ring Singularity. She is so otaku, it's not even funny. Cue stock transformation scene. Got it. Well, it looks like these two have found a common wavelength. The resulting black hole exhibits what's called the Kerr effect. What are Kerr black holes anyway? You said they spin, but what does that mean? Exactly what it sounds like. But don't black holes usually spin? I mean, there's a whirlpool around the hole, right? The part that looks like it's spinning is just the surrounding matter being sucked into the black hole. A black hole is just a point where extreme mass causes gravitational collapse. Everything falls towards it. Since it's only a point, it doesn't spin. A Kerr black hole has a ring at its center, not a point. Think of it like this. Once transformed into magical girls, Michan and Crochan's hearts spin like a ring inside their bodies, which is impossible for normal people. I'll pass on the Gudo. Before, you said that such a black hole's existence would be impossible to prove. What did you mean? A black hole has what's called an event horizon. Once you pass the event horizon, time and space switch places. Time and space switch places? Right now, we can move freely through space and into the future, but we can't move even 1 minute into the past. That becomes reversed. On the other side of the event horizon, moving freely through space becomes impossible, while moving freely through time becomes possible. Oh. I get it, so that's why when you time travel you would arrive in the exact same spot? Question mark? Because you're not moving through space, you're just moving through time, but you would stay exactly where you were. Wait, but then that would mean... Oh, is that... Well, no, that wouldn't make sense, because if they're using the Hadron Collider to try and do the experiments and people are ending up in all different parts of the world, it wouldn't make sense that... It'd be different if they were ending up in the same place, like where CERN was, like where the building was, for instance, and then in 21, the guy goes back into 21 and he's right where the Hadron Collider was, but now that it's, 21, it's like there's a building there instead of the Hadron Collider, so he gets, like, fused inside of it, is what I was thinking, but that doesn't make sense either. I can't imagine what that's like. Since unrestricted spatial movement is impossible, you can never escape a black hole. Oh, wait, then maybe I don't understand what I'm saying. Okay. For example, if Okabe jumped into a black hole, time for him would stretch to infinity. Since light cannot escape, human eyes cannot see the other side of the event horizon. Observing a black hole from the outside is impossible, so nothing about the inside can be proven. There is an exception, however. This exception is vital when you use a Kerr black hole for time travel. Get to the point. The Kerr black hole's ring singularity. Since it's spinning, it has angular momentum. Like I said, in Japanese, please. Didn't I already explain how the core spins? Just think of that as having momentum. Wait, what? If you keep giving Michan and Crochan electrons, they'll rotate faster and faster. And when their angular momentum exceeds a certain threshold, the event horizon will disappear and the singularity will become a naked singularity.
Naked? You mean the magical girl costumes expose a lot of skin, right? When does the anime adaptation air?
Kiritsu and I ignore Daru's nonsense. As do I.
Naked. You mean it becomes observable?
When the event horizon disappears, there's no more reason for time and space to change places, meaning that you can enter a naked singularity without being trapped. Oh. Okay. And then the existence of the naked singularity allows the principle of casualty to be violated and the general theory of relativity to fail. That's fascinating if that's really true. The laws of physics are broken.
Can such a thing exist?
The negation of the theory of relativity and the principle of causality means serious paradoxes can occur. Didn't Kiritsu say that earlier? Nothing in principle stops Kerr black holes from existing. It seems inconsistent, but the math never lies. Since the principle of causality fails, it would be possible to travel to the past by entering a naked singularity.
Oh, okay.
John Titor said the same thing, so Titor's time machine is using CERN's technology. But Titor's time machine was compact, small enough to fit into a car. Yeah, like in Back to the Future with the DeLorean and the flux capacitor. The LHC is 27 kilometers long, but they managed to get it down to travel size in just 24 years. One thing I don't understand is how they inject electrons into the singularity. Look, this is a picture of the LHC, but there's strange equipment installed at the proton collision site. It looks like they call it a lifter, but just what is it?
Daru, have you heard of it? Lifter. I think I saw that in the Z program files. Wanna Google it?
Daru opens up a browser window and enters lifter into a search engine.
We've got hits.
About 422,000 results. That many? I guess it's not a secret.
Could this be it? Ionocraft?
Ions are charged particles. The meaning matches. We click on a link that says Ionocraft Lifter. It takes us, oops, hold on. It takes us to a video. Looks like some dim garage. Oh, dude, I remember this when YouTube used to look like this, and they had the bar used to look like this. Down here is like the 5 stars. That was the good old days back then. Oh, man. But it doesn't seem like anything secretive. Just a garage like you'd see in an average American home. At the center of the screen is a triangular shape made out of some kind of metal. It looks about 10 centimeters high and about 30 centimeters wide. It's connected to some sort of generator by a thin wire. Looks like some really cheap equipment. That's all there is. Nothing else. After explaining something in some language I don't understand, Russian maybe, the person filming the video slowly turns the power on. And then,
it's floating.
The silvery triangle floats soundlessly into the air. Then it remains stationary.
That's An anti-gravity device?
Don't be ridiculous. That would be the breakthrough of the century. It's called an ionocraft, so it probably has something to do with the electrodes and charged air.
Kiritsu doesn't sound as confident as she usually does. We look up information on the ionocraft lifter. Lots of sites have detailed instructions on how to make lifters, but I don't know how they work since the sites all give conflicting theories. CERN is using this lifter technology. It's a vital component of their time machine. If they can manipulate a microsingularity's mass and gravitational field, then these things really are anti-gravity devices.
Well, under those exact conditions, I guess you might not be entirely wrong.
Incredible! My curiosity's grown more by the second.
But it looks like CERN's having trouble adjusting their lifter. They don't have full control over the microsingularity's gravity, so they can't make a true naked singularity.
Dude, it just hit me. Since they said they were doing human experiments, what if those people were not willing experiments? What if they forced them to do it? What if they, like, tied them to a chair or something and... Oh, that's even more messed up. Because I was just thinking, like, in order to test it, and they don't know if it's fully, like, ready, who would ever do that, right? So, I don't know. I guess there's some crazy people, like, that are crazy enough to do it, but... Okay.
That must be the reason why the subjects turned into jellymen.
Wait, what? Wait, why? Okay, sorry, I talked and then I... So,
they don't have full control over the microsingularity's gravity, so they can't make a true naked singularity.
So that's why it's... The people are going through time, but they're dying and coming out, like, jellified and imperfect. So that must be what the phone wave name subject to change is doing as well. We don't have full control over the microsingularity's gravity, and so it's not making a true naked singularity, which is why the banana's coming back jellified. That's gotta be it, right? So we're at, like, the same stage they are with a microwave. Okay. Kiritsu nods.
Since the singularity is still closed, the subject is crushed by its tremendous gravity.
Oh.
As a result, substances become fractalized, or fractalized, excuse me. Let's go with that hypothesis. Of course, there's no way to be sure that it's right. It might take months to prove.
Kiritsu shrugs her shoulders in resignation. Sorry if my reading's just off. I'm just, like, so into this, and I'm, like, my brain's thinking so fast that I'm, like... sorry. Okay.
So CERN's lifter is incomplete. If Titter is telling the truth, then CERN won't complete their time machine for another 24 years. If we can complete the phone wave name subject to change first, then we'll have outwitted CERN.
We don't have the equipment, or we don't have half the equipment or funding CERN does. What makes you think you can solve a problem that they can't?
Why are you such a pessimist?
This isn't that simple.
I mean, we already did it, though. So, like... I mean, I don't know.
CERN still hasn't figured out how to set the subject's destination in time or space. That should be evident by how scattered the Jellyman discoveries were.
Yeah, but what should be the most fascinating and the most enlightening is the fact that they're still on Earth. They're not just floating out in space. It's not like they said, oh, found life forms out in space that look humanoid, right? They're on Earth. So even though we're not getting exact time and space in general, we're still getting spatial, we're still getting Earth. You know, it's not Mars, it's not somewhere else. So that's important, I feel like. So I don't know.
We don't even know if this is all of them. There could be jellymen buried underground or floating in space. Actually, I'm almost certain there are. Oh, well, that kind of throws it out of proportion. But I mean, at least for we didn't finish all of the reports, so we don't know. And we started at the most recent, didn't we? Or didn't we? Were there more? Because that would maybe tell us. Because we don't know if some just went missing, which would then tell us if it was underground or floating in space. I don't know. There's no point traveling through time if you end up in tens of thousands of kilometers away from the Earth. It's not practical at all. Titter said that he had a variable gravity lock system. He can use that to lock onto Earth's gravity and ensure he arrives somewhere on the planet's surface. Oh, so even he doesn't know where he's going to end up. He just knows he'll be on Earth. Oh, that's interesting. But how... Okay, so just because he locks onto the Earth's gravity, though, how does he not go, like, into the Earth? Or, like, through it or something? Huh. Titter's explanation on that point was vague. He mentioned having such a device, but he didn't explain how it worked. Then we gotta ask him. I couldn't care less about that mail right now. Shoot. Alright. But if you're only moving through time, won't you just arrive in the same location? No, that's not how that works, because the Earth's always moving. Okay, we got Faris here. Have you bought Phantasm? Have you bought Phantasm's debut single, Nya? It's the theme song for Rainet Kakadu, so it's really popular. Faris bought 5 copies, Nya. It's my duty as a Rainetter. Anyway, there's an important secret hidden in Phantasm's songs. The key to unlocking it is, oops, the bell's ringing, Nya. Looks like someone's here. Better see who it is. Wait. Could this be secrets to helping us, like with time travel? Is that what that's foreshadowing, maybe? I'm aware they are said to contain directions to the sanctuary, as well as prophecies regarding the end of the world. Isn't that right? Oh, what if it's saying the end of the world because of the time travel stuff we're going to be doing? Uh-oh. Oh, I have a feeling. Phantasm is the cat's meow. Yeah, we'll send that. Oh boy. Oh boy. It's getting real now. It's getting real now. Okay. Of course not. Why not? Because the Earth is always moving. What did I say? What did I say, dude? I'm smart, dude. I figured that out, baby. Just let me make this time machine, baby. I got this. I know all the principles. I know all the paradoxes. I freaking Doctor Strange that crap. Saw every conceivable outcome. All right? I believe I can do this. Don't worry about it. Let's just make our little phone wave name subject to change. It'll be awesome. And totally not mess up the world. Right. Rotation and... Oh, wait, was that him? That's a... What? Oh, hold on. Because the Earth is always moving. Oops, yeah, that was him. Anyway, I was too excited by the fact that I knew what I was talking about. Right. Rotation and revolution. The Earth's rotational velocity is about 1,650 kilometers per hour. Its orbital velocity around the Sun is about 114,000 kilometers per hour. Meaning 1 hour ago, we were that far away from where we are now. Whoa! When you think about it like that, we're earth-shatteringly fast. And that's not all. The solar system is part of the Milky Way, and the Milky Way spins like a giant whirlpool. There are various theories, but basically the Earth moves about 50 million kilometers a day. How can she roll all those numbers so smoothly off her tongue? I get that she's a genius, but it's hardly common knowledge. Has she been doing research on the topic? She's been looking into time travel, I bet, even though she says she didn't want to and doesn't like it.
We've kind of gotten to a ludicrous scale.
By the way, the Milky Way is part of a large cluster of galaxies, which is itself part of an even larger supercluster. And these clusters and superclusters might be moving too. If that's the case, we're moving even more than 50 million kilometers a day. The point is that setting the destination would require insane calculations, even if you only want to travel 1 second into the past. Wow. Doing it by hand is impossible. It might take years for a supercomputer to come up with a solution, just to get you to the same location. Wow.
Then we have no choice. We need to find Titter and borrow his variable gravity system.
Great idea. Go for it. I wonder how CERN is dealing with this problem.
After blowing me off, Kiritsu goes back to reading CERN's documents. Daru and I aren't good with English, so there's nothing we can do but let her work.